We are live. This is James C. Burns, Sergeant Frank Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, 2, and 4, and this is Sarge's Corner live stream. All right, got a very special guest here today. His name is, I'm going to remove him. You saw him already. I'm just not good at this shit. All right, I'll bring him back. What the hell? He saw him. It's not a surprise anymore. All right, hey, Narks, how you doing? I'm going to Rich. Hey, Rich, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
I'm going to say hi to a bunch of guys on the show. It's kind of a routine we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, hey, Galaxy, how you doing? Ranger, 1911, glad you're here. Noble, good to see you again, brother. Good stuff. And let's see, Kelvin, how you doing? He says hi to you, Rich. Jantor, glad you came by. Curlin, nice to have you. Danny Kuzo, good stuff. The meme guy, yes, you were my guy. Almost Easy, Atomic Playboy's here. Xander's here. Ahmed, hello. Narks, well, Lieutenant Snarks is my LT. He's the guy helping run all this stuff.
Yeah.
Savage Goku, how you doing? Get Shot Heat. Yeah, brother. Holy fuck is right. Let's see. The Don family. Whoa, you look super different, Rich. Hey, Kennedy.
Yeah, they made me Italian in the show, but I'm...
The Cosmic Wanderer says, what's up? Dom the Dominator says spaghetti. I don't know what that means. You got Zachary Monroe, XL Ninja, Radislav Sigula, I don't know. Master Zincher, Mr. Meaner, Valerie, Alex Mason. Oh, and Priscilla's here. Are you here, Priscilla? It's my girl. Priscilla's my girl. She's from England. She's awesome. Ninja Slayer, Isaiah Britt, how you doing? Alex Mason is back. Yes, I do look like hammered shit. Thank you for saying that out loud. I appreciate that, guys. Gulag Bean is here. Rochelle, you here today? Let's see. Phoenix, thank you very much. Phoenix, appreciate that. You got a question for me? Let's see. Put you up there. I can't read anything.
Thanks, Phoenix.
Thanks, Phoenix. You're awesome. Peter Pachaki, Purple Reaper, Justin Sundrum, Wolverine AD. And, we have so much going on today. All right, so here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Rich McDonald.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
How is everyone?
So good to see you again, man.
Man. I really appreciate you putting this together. This is awesome. I'm in full support. I'm a fan of James.
Well, he's a fan of you. Like I said, I've been pulling up all this old footage of you, man, and I got some some stuff I got shown. At least we can talk about this now. First of all, let's introduce you to everybody a little more in depth. Okay, is that good for you? So I'm going to put up your IMDb page. Let's talk about that for a little bit because we all know you're in Black Ops 2. We're going to get to that in a minute, but I want to get people to know you as an actor. And this is who you are, man. This is like, you guys see this? All right, this is Rich's IMDb page here. SEAL Patrol. He was awesome in that. We got footage from that. You got Bigfoot, the Lost Coast tapes. What was that?
Oh man, that was a fun independent that we shot up in Northern California. We had Bobo from the show, the reality show Finding Bigfoot. I think he's on.
You know, quick note on that. That's my girlfriend's cousin.
Really? Bobo is
my girlfriend's cousin. Yeah, no doubt.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, he was up there with us.
Yep.
And we were out in the sticks, man, and we were shooting like this Bigfoot thriller film. It wasn't really a horror, so to speak, but it was a fun thriller and kind of the mystery around the whole, idea of Bigfoot and whether he existed and that sort of thing. But it was a good time. It was fun.
So what was Live and Try in LA? Role of desperate waiter.
That was so a friend of mine. She's an actress and producer and director and writer, and that was one of her first projects that she put together. And she just approached me and said, "Hey, can you step in and play this today?" And I was like, "Absolutely, let's do it." So that was a little breakneck speed, Robert Rodriguez style guerrilla shooting. It was fun.
Hey, Rich, this guy wants to sleep. This snappy chula wants to sleep on a bed made of your voice, Rich.
Oh man, well, I've never quite been approached like that before, but let's see if I can work on packaging it up.
Welcome to Sarge's Corner. Yeah. So what people don't know about you, because you play you were in Generation Kill. I mean, you're awesome in that. You've done like a lot of military, a lot of badass stuff. What's not understood about you is you are a funny fucking dude. You are the funniest guys I know.
Oh, stop it, Jamie.
Well, and I got proof. You want to see some proof why Rich McDonald is so funny?
Yeah, bring it.
All right. This is his interview about me.
God,
Look at that guy. This is the interview he did about me on the set of SEAL Patrol. Here he goes.
Morning. What's your name?
I'm Rich McDonald.
And what's your character in the show?
Like Jonathan Gates.
Yeah? Enjoying yourself?
I'm having a blast. It's nothing but pure fun.
How's the rest of the cast?
Oh, great. Josh is a great. Dan's a blast. Real character there. Yeah, everybody's great. I hate to rag on people, but James C. Byrne, he plays Locke, and I would say that everybody's at 100%. James is more around like the 75%, bordering 50%. As a person, it's tough when you come in here and you want everybody to be just on the ball, being generous toward each other, and then you get this. Well, frankly, it's sort of a prima donna. I self-affirmations all the time, like I'm a badass. Yes, I'm a badass. I'm like, who's the badass? I'm the badass. It's in the corner to himself, and he's really kind of just a smart ass. The crew, he's always demanding, like he's got to have his coffee there. It's baffling. It staggers the mind, really, because this is not the place to do that stuff. But like I said, I don't want to brag on people, but you watch the attitude of the crew after dealing with him, and they have to revamp themselves to go and deal with us. It's just sad. But anyway,
it's just sad, yeah.
Oh
man, good times.
I got dozens of these.
Good times.
For these. Yeah, man. Yeah, here's one. You want? Let's see. This one is in the movie I covered. I got to show you this one. This is like, yeah. So let's go back to your resume, man. I love your resume. It's like, I talk a lot about the business, and you are one of the mysteries to me. Like, you had a major role in Generation Kill. If you guys haven't seen it, it was in 2008. It was based on a book by the same title, and it followed the experiences of a group of Marines during the Iraqi War. And Rich played Animal, right? You were Animal?
Manimal. Anthony Manimal Jacks.
Yeah. And so Rich is like, he's the nicest dude in the world, but he just has this, and he was totally jacked at the time too. You're ridiculous. I got some pictures of you from the movie.
Well, we were doing prison style workouts. They basically brought us a weight set right in the middle of the trailers, and so we would go eat lunch for about 20 minutes, and then spend the rest of the lunch hour working out and hitting a heavy bag. So testosterone was flowing. Let me tell you, it was. We were mean, very mean.
All right, so let's go to this one right here. This little project. This title's on here, Black Ops. A thing called Call of Duty Black Ops. It's like a video game. It's a video game or something.
I heard about that.
Maybe
you can enlighten me there.
Because he had a little part in that, I think, right?
Yeah, it was kind of like a what they call a cameo, sort of. Just kind of slip in. Maybe some people recognize me, maybe people don't. And then pop out. And that was fun though. And hats off to the guy. What was his name?
I don't know. He's an English guy with really weird. He had no
but actually, I'm talking about the guy who actually suggested that I come in for the day. Burns. Is that his name?
Fucking idiot. Yeah, let's not talk about him on this thing. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the director, the English guy, he was pretty cool.
So let's see. We could talk all day about stuff, man, but there's a lot of people want to talk to you about this. So I'm going to start taking phone calls.
Okay.
From a couple folks. Who wants to talk to Rich McDonald today? Let's see. I'm going to put the make out there. Hey, so man, where are you now? So you're getting ready to move to Florida, you said?
Yeah, we're relocating. Gonna go a little bit closer to my wife's family. My daughter's about to turn 3 years old, so we're gonna give her a little bit of a village, so to speak, to
Nice.
grow up around. So
Nice.
yeah, it'll be good.
What's your daughter's name, man? I don't even know.
Finley McDonald.
All right, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
good
here,
little Celtic name.
all right, I'm gonna drop a couple of people in here.
Yeah, bring him.
This is one of my buddies. This is Alec Rode. Hey, Alec, come on and say hi to Rich McDonald.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I'm a big fan, as you can tell. You know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't believe I'm talking to like the protagonist. You know, like the man I played as.
Yeah,
I asked so many questions, but like, just how was it? Like, what was the like experience? You know.
Oh man, it was. I tell James all the time. That was probably one of the most freeing and free experiences of my acting career. It was, it was all make believe. There was no, most of the time you go into a well-funded set and they've got really good props for you and they got a really good set for you. And you don't have to expand your imagination too far besides, the character. But you go on there and it's like you're just jumping in the boxing ring. You walk inside the square tape, the square masking tape, and you're in between the walls of laser projectors and receivers, and it's on. Like they give you like a block that looks like a gun, or they give you a chair and a couple of blocks and say, that's your cover, and you got to get behind that, and this is going off here, and it was awesome. And they let you be whatever you needed to be to get the day done. I mean, it was really, really awesome. One of the best times I've ever had.
Yeah, I've seen some of James behind the scenes videos. Like, it's crazy. Like what I play compared to what you act. You're in this in that weird room, and then in the game you're in a world war basically. It's
crazy.
God,
yeah. It was. What was fun about it.
Alec, I love you, but I'm backed up 30 deep. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming by.
Appreciate it.
Again, man.
Take care.
Got to make this a little more. You got a lot of people want to get a hold of Rich. Rich. Oh, let's put Henry Gillette. Come on. My buddy from Pakistan.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I can't believe I'm meeting David Mason, man. This is the greatest thing ever, man. Thank you so much.
Well, big pound right there.
Right there, man. Dude, it's like the most amazing thing because you're playing Alex Mason's son. You're playing you have to extract so much from Sam Worthington's character. So as an actor, what do you extract from Alex Mason and then what do you bring from your side as David Mason to build that character?
I was sort of in James's boat as far as being an avid gamer. I just sucked. My last gaming expertise died with Duck Hunt. So I wasn't really up on all the details there, but what I did was I realized, this guy is pulling a lot from the strength of Alex Mason and, just the diehard will to get things done mixed with the desire to be the best son that he could be for his father. And then now that his father's gone, he's having to go even further with being on top of his game. So those were two huge driving forces. And then I really feel like that, he saw a lot of paternal qualities in Woods. So,
that relationship where it's that godfather-godson relationship between, Woods and David, because I feel like Woods is a guy that's trapped in the wheelchair. He still can get up. He wants to fight, but because of his age, he can't. And he kind of passes wisdom to David Mason, that sort of.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was that relationship between? That's also for James. If you get
hey, Henry, I love you, man, but I got to cut you loose because we have.
No worries, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Brother, come by. I'm kicking you out, man. Okay.
Thank you.
If it lets me.
That's I want to answer his question, but
all right. Now I have a young girl from Bel Air who wants to come on right now. She's really adorable. I think we both know her. There she is.
Oh,
No.
There she is.
Friend, I have a
Now, for
question.
those of you who don't know, this here is Mr. Dave Anthony. Dave Anthony is the reason Rich and I exist at all, and he's the reason why I even exist in this universe. Dave is the writer, director of Black Ops. Well, he hired me for Black Ops 1, me and Rich for Black Ops 2, and me and Rich for Black Ops 4. Dave Anthony, this is the man right here. This is the man that you guys all need to know, because he is the genius, and without him, we do not exist. So,
yeah,
Dave,
absolutely.
thank you.
All I have to say is, who would be crazy enough to hire you two guys?
You, sir.
That guy should be locked up. Rich, it's been so long. How you doing?
Oh, man. I just want to jump through and give you a big bear hug, man. God damn, how you been?
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Oh, Jesus. I miss you, man. How's life? How the kids?
Oh, doing great. I mean, it's such a crazy time right now, obviously. But you know, I had a moment actually about a year ago where my eldest son, for the first time, played Black Ops, and
Nice.
I hadn't seen it. That was last year, so it'd be like 2019, and Black Ops released in 2010. I hadn't seen it for 9 years, and watching my kid play it was just crazy.
Was he like, Dad, this sucks? Why did you?
Like, I like the acting, Dad. I like the game. It's kind of fun, but
I can just
the direction is just
yeah.
thinking.
The story makes no sense, Dad. Why did you? I mean, are you sure this is the right career path for you? You know.
Exactly.
Why is that Woods guy always yells? He's always screaming. Why is this Woods always screaming?
Yeah. Oh man, listen, I thanked you in the past, but that was probably the top 2 experiences of my acting career, and I really, really, really appreciate the opportunity. It was great.
Oh, absolutely, no, thoroughly deserved and earned. And I've got to tell you guys, I know you shouldn't have a favorite child, but between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, honestly, Black Ops 2 is the one I look back on with the fondest memories.
Oh, that's great.
What we all pulled off with that from a story point of view, just a human story.
Yeah.
The story, between Woods and Menendez and you and your father. It's just like, thinking back, I still haven't seen it since 2012. I can't look at it.
Oh. There's your part, huh? Well, you were getting kind of ill there at the end. I remember you were not in the best place.
I did. I actually quit working on Call of Duty completely at that point because I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I've been doing it for 10 years, working those crazy hours. I mean, people don't understand, but the amount of commitment you have to make to making those games, 16-hour days, 7 days a week.
I remember, we would, for those of you guys, I don't know if James has talked about this or not, but we would show up on set and talk to some of the programmers and graphic artists and stuff that are really making the game happen real time, practically real time. And like, how you doing? Oh, well, you need some sleep. Yeah, we stayed here last night. And I was like, oh, well, okay, well, I understand that once, but that was the entire time that I was hired. That they stayed there and programmed and compiled every night. And I was like, Jesus, I don't know how you guys do this.
Well, yeah, Rich,
once that treadmill goes, it goes. Nothing's going to stop it.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun. And,
So
Rich, I have a question for you, Rich.
Yes, sir.
Did your father really kill Kennedy in Black Ops?
What did you say?
Did Mason, your father, really kill Kennedy in Black Ops 1? That's the question, because I never really knew. I never understood. Did it happen? Did it not happen? What was that?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with yes.
I think that's the popular theory.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting that way. So
Yeah.
Dave, I want to send you a picture. This is the picture that got you interested in this young fellow right here. I see if you remember this picture or not. You ready?
Go for it. Oh yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
Because I remember
Oh,
we were out in Utah, and I was talking to Dave about something, and I don't know how it came up. I said, I found Dave Mason. I know him. I know the guy. I met him. And I sent you this picture. You go, and then you go, oh fuck. And that's exactly what you said about it. I sent this picture. I pulled off the email. That's what I sent you. I said, this is your guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a funny story of how that whole thing came around because, you know, when we first started looking at people to play the role, you know, I co-wrote the story for this with David Goyer, who at the time was making the Superman movie with Henry Cavill. And, you know, Henry Cavill, I was like, yeah, he'd do a really good job of this. So, you know, David talked to him and Henry indicated that he'd be very open to it. And, you know, for one reason and another, that never happened. You know, so it was like, so then we started looking at other people and then a long process, but eventually we thought we found the guy and, you know, the deal was pretty much almost done. And then, you know, we got the guy together with James and just the chemistry wasn't there. And I'm like, oh God, what do we do? And then James said, Dave, don't worry. We've got this sorted, we've got this figured out. And then that audition we had, do you remember in the multimedia room at and
that was hands down the most fun audition because it was like such high stakes, and I found out immediately, which never happens.
Exactly. Great. But you knocked it out of the park. It was just awesome.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
we were coming back on the plane, I believe, James, from Utah, and you're like, I'm going to talk to Dave and maybe get you to audition for this. Would you be up for it or something? And I was like, yeah, man, send it my way. I'd love to do it. And
would he be up for
it? Yeah. Well, you were super low key about it all the time, and so I was like, yeah, send me the sides. I'd love to be a part of it. And so you got the sides over to me, and I remember I went on, you know, all through all the security gates and everything, and I was like, oh shit, this is a big deal. And then, you know, they take me into the room, and I was like, please God, don't let all these seats be filled with people on this first audition. And luckily, it was just Dave that walked in, and I was like, all right, Jimmy's here, I got Dave here, let's get this on. And then, of course, I went out there and guzzled a ton of coffee, waiting for Dave to come out and tell me something. But
no, it was incredible. And I'll never forget, Rich, when you were doing your scenes, you would always, remember you would always wear the headphones before the scene.
Yeah.
And I asked you one time, I'm like, what are you listening to? And you were actually listening to music to pump you up, to get you in the mood for the scene.
Yeah, man, I'm a big fan of changing the mind wavelengths with music because it's you know, we'd be joking around and Michael Booker, Booker was there. Michael Rooker was there.
Yeah.
You know, he was always wanting to karate chop somebody. So we would be horsing around, and then, you know, it'd be time for a serious scene. So I had to change things in there somehow. And that was what I did. I'd put on the headphones and listen to something.
Did you know Michael Rooker just recovered from COVID?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he texted me about a month ago, and he says, "Hey, dude, I've got COVID," but he said, "I'm taking the crap out of it. Don't worry."
Oh no, yeah, I would never think he would succumb to that. No. He was a firecracker, man. We'd be on the set, and you guys would yell "cut," and then he would turn around and look at you and be like, "All right, grab me here." He would try to taekwondo your ass, and you're like, "What? Hey, man, peace, baby."
Peace.
Oh, he was awesome.
It was fun. He was fun.
So many good memories.
Are you in LA or are you out in England right now?
Oh yeah, I'm in LA.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in LA for like 15 years now or something.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you still had family over there. So.
Yeah, I get back there now and then, but most of the time in LA, so busy, never get the chance to leave really.
Yeah. Hey Omar, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Omar. Cool.
Yeah, I hadn't been back to LA in a minute. It's been since we came back here in 2014. I was losing my dad, losing my best friend, so I figured better get back here and enjoy life a little bit. But I need to come back out there and say hello to you guys.
Oh, God, that would be so cool. We should get together with Kamar as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, no, that would be awesome.
I have to say, guys, the combination of you two with Kamar, it's the best acting group I have ever had the pleasure to direct, and I'm not kidding.
Oh man, that means a lot.
No, I'm dead serious. Raw performances, complete enthusiasm, just completely inhabiting the roles.
Well, it was such a blast because you could feel the energy off of Kamar and off of James. It was so easy to just pick up all this energy coming from these guys and just transcend to that next level and just be on there with them. It was great because there was never a dull moment. There was never a throwaway moment. It was always on point the whole time.
Absolutely. And I don't know, people probably don't know this, but regards the actual lines that were spoken, a lot of them were improvised. And, particularly with James, I believe every single line of your dialogue was rewritten. And James would be reading it like this, and he'd be like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "Woods would never say that."
I'm not saying
something out of here.
There was that. Remember that one morning, just before it got to the point where I started going and just with you going. I remember we were shooting one scene, and the poor is I think it was the Irish director. I kept not changing the lines. He called you up because fucking Burns ain't saying the lines.
Jamie, you talking about Jamie?
And what did you say to him? And and his face goes white, and he turns to me and goes, "I can't fucking believe what he just said." He said, he goes, "Let him say it. He's not going to change it, and he knows the character better than us anyway. So let him do whatever the fuck he wants." Just him, just him. I remember looking at his face like, really? Yeah, stop.
Hey, remember? Oh, go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, it's so true. I mean, you guys just lived these roles, and that's what made them so perfect in my eyes.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Rich?
I would say I remember I was sitting there thinking about it and the whole experience, and I remember the day that we shot the scene where I found out that Menendez, the Menendez killed my dad, or whatever that moment was at the table, and I think it was you who came up to me, or maybe it was Jamie. I was kind of in the zone, but they were like, "So yeah, it was you." You were like, "What would you do in this moment? Like, what do you see is happening here?" And I was like, "Man, just if you want to just let me do something here, and if you don't like it, just just tell me to cool down a little bit, because in this moment I would not be happy." And you're like, all right. And so cut to like 5 minutes later, I've crushed a chair, and
I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. And the chair was like completely folded over, and I was like, oh, shit, I think I went too far on that.
I remember that.
The
whole crew just sort of froze. They were just like,
yeah,
that was so cool.
Oh man. I was like, I don't know if the projectors could pick up that, or if I actually ruined one. I don't know. Somebody's dot fell off.
It was worth it. Well, you were such a physical actor. I remember the physicality of your performances was just brilliant. Sublime.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was a good time.
We should all do it again.
Hey,
brother.
Your mouth to his ears, man.
So Dave, would you stick around and take a few questions? Would you mind talking to a couple of these young wannabes here?
I got as much time as you need, Sarge.
Brother, okay. I want to say hi. This is Lieutenant Narks. He's the guy that helps me keep this crazy channel working. Just want to give you a chance to say hi to him.
LT.
Oh, he's disappeared.
I think, okay. Is he back?
Oh.
We had him for a second.
Yeah, we're like the.
There you go.
Narks, how you doing, buddy? Say hi to my good friend.
Another day in paradise.
Great to meet
so how's
you.
it going, guys?
Good.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is the first reunion the three of us have had since 2012. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let me be the first to say here, it's a pleasure to meet you in the flesh, Rich, and a pleasure to meet you as well, Dave.
Oh,
Thanks
pleasure's
very
all
much.
mine, believe me.
But not Burns, and I don't blame you.
Well,
I have to deal with this guy every day.
Calling it a pleasure is kind of tough. You know,
Yeah.
it's more of an experience than a
Right.
pleasure. Yeah, I hear you.
A very grating experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of those experiences like, you know, you look back and you're like, ugh, you know, part of life, I guess.
Yeah. The good with the bad, you know.
Yeah, you gotta roll with it, right?
we're doing this today. All right, hang on. Mr. Ghost, you want to say hi? What's up, Toast? Say hi, man. Toast, I'm going to cut you off in a second.
Is he on mute?
All right, Toast, I'm going to move on.
He looked cool though. I like that.
You got to
That
go.
looked like he was doing some VR shit.
All right. Let's see who's next here. Oh, wait a minute. I might have his mic. All right.
It's so weird, Burns. You're always so good with technology. What happened?
Yeah.
Went downhill real quick.
No, what's going on is the server's overloaded with people. They want to talk to you, so I got to kind of parse it down. I'm above my limit here. All right, let's add you to the stream. All right, Narks, I'm going to kick you off. Okay, I'm going to handle 4 at a time. You're going to go. Get out of here.
Great, man.
Pleasure to meet you guys.
You got
Nice
it.
to meet you as well. Take care.
Yep.
All right, Lightning Bolt, you here, man? With us? You gone. He left. Okay, Lightning Bolt's gone. So we're losing people left and right. Hang on, guys.
Sarge, you've done this before, haven't you?
No, it's my yeah. We're just overloaded. You guys are so popular and so pretty that that people can't wait to see you. So it's a good thing.
It's understandable.
Here we go. I'm gonna add
Hello?
Hunter LaPaglia is coming to the stream now.
He was there for a second.
All right, Hunter, you in?
There we go. I think I'm in.
You're in. All right,
y'all doing
Hunter,
today?
come on and say hi.
How you doing?
Hunter, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourselves?
Fantastic.
That is great to hear. Just sitting here, enjoying the stream, working on some schoolwork, the usual.
Yeah.
But
What are you studying?
I'm actually in school for computer science and network security, so pretty much IT. It's a fancy way of saying that.
Yeah.
Just working through it and doing online mainly, just to work with my work schedule or whatever. I work full time and can't really do in-house with the way my work schedule was.
Yeah.
But I recently got a new schedule at my job where I work 3 to 11:30 a.m. So once the world starts like calming down, I can start doing in-house classes outside of work, because before it's like the schedule didn't work out. But now that I've got this new schedule, I'll be able to do that full time with school as well. So I'll be able to do them both. So I can take more classes outside of just the online ones.
There you go.
Very cool. Well, you picked the right subject. Computer science is the future, I promise you.
Yeah,
It's going to be more and more sought after as the years go on. Well done.
absolutely. Yeah, it's something I'm real excited about for sure. Just with how it's progressively becoming more and more of like a mainstay throughout really anything. I mean, you can get from anything from like with what you guys do. Obviously, you got that side of it to anything like medical, and like there's so many different like applications for it.
Absolutely.
Hunter, I'm going to kick you off, buddy.
All right.
I got to keep these short. We got a lot of people lined up here.
Absolutely,
meet you,
y'all have a
Hunter.
good one.
Love you, man.
Take
You
care.
know that. Bye now. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's my almost easy. Come on, say hi. You there yet?
We saw him for a second and then he disappeared. That keeps happening.
Yeah, it happened to me actually twice. I jumped in and it bumped me out twice in a row.
All right.
All right, here you go. Almost easy. You're here.
Hey, nice to meet all you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
You too.
No, I'm a big fan of yours, Rich.
No, thanks, man. Appreciate it. What's up?
Well, first, I just want to say, like, I'm sorry, James, but, like, Rich was – he was way more inspiring to me.
I agree. I agree completely. You couldn't be more right.
Good talking to you. Good talking to you. I'll see you later, man. Okay.
Nailed it, bro. You nailed it.
No, I think your role in Black Ops 2 really shaped how it turned out. Well, I mean, of course yours too, James, but yeah, I really loved you in Black Ops 2. That was great.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yeah, so like, what was your first impression of Black Ops 2? Like the first day on set?
Fucking weird. I mean, I was like, I'd seen, the behind the scenes of Avatar. That's about it when it came to mocap. And so I walked in, and there was like a couple of picnic tables set out, the foldable tables, and I was like, I don't know what's happening here. And then I see the computer bay and the room where it happens, and these walls of laser projectors and everything, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna be awesome. And then they hold up the black tights, and I was like, well, maybe we could rethink this a little bit. But it was good. They dot up your face with all these little stickers, and then you feel very frozen at first. You're like, I don't know if I move too much, or oh my god, there's an itch there. Am I gonna tear off 5 dots? And but really, I mean, you get going, and I hats off to James for warming everything up for me, because I just kind of followed his lead, and it was great. Like I said, it was as soon as we stepped in the ring there, and they said go, it was just like, all right, how much fun can you have with your imagination? Go. And I was like, done. Let me do this and keep doing this.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So, did you think Black Ops 2 would be a big success when you first joined?
Based on Black Ops 1, I knew it was going to be big, but I saw I heard some of the numbers, some of the sales numbers, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I can't even fathom the success of that game, but it was just a blast on my end. So I'm glad it turned out well. I'm glad for Dave Anthony that it turned out well. I mean, practically killed himself on it.
Almost.
Okay, easy. I'm gonna kick you off, buddy. We got people.
Yeah, sounds good.
Thanks for saying hi,
nice
man.
to meet you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Nice to meet you all.
Absolutely.
Let's see, but this is gonna take a minute to get you off here. This is so slow.
All right, peace out, guys.
Yeah,
Later.
Great to see you.
Oh my god. All right, finally. All right, you guys. This is you guys are so popular. You're like destroying my entire setup here. So I love it. All right, Isaiah Britt, come say hi.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Cool. You look so mysterious, though.
Oh man,
Very cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, I have one question
Isaiah.
for Rich and one question
You gotta
for
speak
Dave.
up, brother. I'm gonna kick you off the channel.
So, Rich, can I hear you say nothing personal, man, but you're fired?
Hey man, it's nothing personal, but you're fired. Are you talking like that, or you mean it?
From Postal 2.
Okay. There's nothing personal, man, but you're fired.
Yeah, there we go. And then
Get this motherfucker
Dave.
out of here. That's what I'm saying. Get his ass out.
And Dave, I would like to hear you say, "Hi there, could you sign my petition?"
Hi there. Could you sign my petition?
There we go.
Full of
The
confidence.
Postal 2 quote
that's why I'm not
right
an-
there. Yep, I played Postal 2 before.
Isaiah, moving on to Ginger Ale. So talk to you later, okay, buddy? Ginger Ale's here.
What's good, Sarge? What's good, Commander?
Hey, how you doing?
You're good, my brother. You're good.
I'm good. Oh, I'm flattered. I only got 2 questions. I'm going to start with the simplest one. If you had to go back and had a choice, would you rather voice act another whole campaign or zombies?
Oh, good question.
Which one are you talking to? You talking to me?
Both of you. Both James and...
Well, what's the question again?
If you could go back, would you rather voice a campaign or zombies?
Campaign all the way for me.
Yeah, I can't even think like that. That zombies would have been great. I pushed for that every time. I was the biggest pain in the ass they've ever. I would knock and think, "What? Put me in zombies, guys." I could never talk Dave into doing it. I think I owed him money, and I wasn't paying him enough. So,
yeah,
you know, and so but no, I mean. I am so attached to this, you know, to this role and to this whole process that I can't imagine being any different. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, knowing these 2 guys, I mean, these are my friends. I mean, we'll be friends for life. And I mean, you guys met Kamar, you met these 2 idiots. How much fun do you think we had working together? You know, like Dave and I'm glad
you guys knocked out the roles. I assumed you guys were having fun all the way, and I see what you post on your YouTube, and I'm like, you are like the happiest dude ever, James. Like, you love this role. This is you, and I keep telling all my friends, I love James C. Burns. It's like my favorite voice, like one of my favorites.
When Dave and I were doing some of the Black Ops 4, I remember the last day we were working. We sat back at the studio and we did not want to go home. It's like we sat back there like, wow, this is it. Steve, we're on to life. But this was like our sessions will be so fun. We sit there, oh man, let's go have lunch. You know, we just it was such a collaborative and constructive, and like sometimes you go to work and it's work. I leave work just filled with energy, filled with ideas, and that's you don't get better than that. That's the best possible scenario for having a job, where the harder you work, the more fun it becomes. I can't explain more than that.
No, it's absolutely right. I remember how that felt. Kind of bleeds into the question I see here from Ahmed Kurda, asking if I was the director of Cold War, would I hire James again and Sam? James, you are Woods. You are the character, and it's as simple as that. It's not that you voiced the character. You created the character actually, and that whole thing was an experience I'd never encountered before. I'd never seen an actor take so much ownership over a role and expressed it so well, and you know, even to the point where you won the Character of the Year award at the VGAs. Remember that?
I do, yeah.
That's down to you. We can't write that stuff. We can't design that stuff. That's down to your performance. So you did such an incredible job.
Thanks, man. Well, like I always say, that doesn't happen if I don't have the trust and the encouragement of the guy at the top. Like, you were my godfather. You allowed me the freedom to experiment and take it as far out to the edge, and then you kicked me back a lot. I mean, I wish we had recorded some of our sessions, because people were listening to us talking during the session. You think we hate each other. You know, that was pure fucking trash. Do it again. Oh, that one sucked. That one. Who the fuck wrote this, Dave? You? No, you wrote that. The way we would beat each other up. Did these guys even know each other? But
people would say to me, like, isn't he going to get upset? And I said, yes, that's the whole point. Brilliant times.
So my second question was, how do I get in on all this? I want to be a voice actor too.
Yeah, good point. How do we?
James, you take that one.
Do I gotta, like, how much do I pay you?
Well, it's not about that, man. Listen, it's simple as this. If you want to do this for a living, then you got to have a way to make a living. Example, this handsome, talented young man right here had to leave the business because there are so many factors you can't control. There are so many things that you cannot count on, and it's really hard to make a living as an actor. And I I do okay. I'm comfortable. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. You know, I have to work for a living, and I'm
Famous
pretty
for me.
and I'm pretty visible. So if you want to do this, you need to have a way to support yourself. So it gives you time to develop your skill and opportunities and our following. So I mean, I got lucky. You know, I landed in the right place at the right time as the right guy, right place, right time, and I caught the attention of this handsome gentleman here. And Rich, I knew Rich, so I could, I was very tongue-in-cheek with getting Rich to job. I sat with David. I go, it's not for me to say, but I think Rich is the guy. And I would, Rich, you have to get the benefit of being around people who are going to kind of push you forward. I wouldn't be here if that guy didn't fight for me. So, and you get just, being involved and not putting pressure on yourself to make a living as an actor. It's
you gotta have that plan, definitely.
Yeah, it's trying to build a treehouse on a sapling. You can't do it. Let that tree grow and have a way to support yourself. That's the plan. Great question, though. I love that question. All right, we're gonna move on to Fire Brigade. Ginger Ale, as always, man. It's great talking to you.
Nice to meet you.
You take care. Nice to meet you all too. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely.
Yes, Fire Brigade. How are you doing, brother?
Good. Did you get that package yet?
I get a bunch of stuff today. I'll have to look through it all. I hope you send me self-addressed return stuff, because if not, I got a pile of shit here and I'll lose things, and I hate when I do that. So send me stuff. Make sure you have self-addressed, self-stamped, and it'll get back to you as soon as I get it. What's up, man? Ask some questions.
So, why'd you want to choose the role of Commander David Mason?
Why did I want to choose the role?
Yes.
Well, it wasn't really my choice. They asked me to audition for it, and then luckily I did well enough to where Mr. Dave Anthony granted me the role. It wasn't my choice at all. I just wanted to be a part of the franchise, and luckily James here had it wasn't too hard to deal with in the last film that we did, and so we talked to like I said, we talked to each other, and he said, hey, got some potential in Black Ops 2 that maybe you could audition for, and I said I'd love to. Send it my way, and the rest was history. I went in there, and Mr. Anthony over there gave it to me. So it wasn't, I don't know that I would have chosen a different role had I had the choice, but the truth is it wasn't any choice of mine.
Okay.
Well, the other thing too was it was a very self-serving role to try to get Rich involved, and how I bugged Dave with it, because Rich and I had such great chemistry in SEAL Patrol, and the relationship was kind of the same almost.
It really was, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like I said, wow, we just roll this relationship over into Black Ops 2, which is why I was so emphatic. I really want to push this because it's already there. I think Dave and I talked about that. I said he and I got this relationship already. We don't have to work at it. It exists. We can just roll right into it. And quite frankly, every time we're on set, Rich, like it was like, it just instantly. The scene where you see your dad after 30 years.
Yeah.
That was fucking brilliant, man. That was such an easy thing for us to do, because it was just, we've done that how many times, man?
Yeah. It was very easy. Very, very quick chemistry there.
Yeah. And second question for Dave Anthony. For some reason, why on Black Ops, we never get to see Woods actually jump out, or see Woods on the other side of the window.
Yes.
When he jumped out.
There is a very good reason. There is a very good reason for that. Is that there is no way they would kill off such an amazing character. So we wanted to leave it open in people's minds as to, is he really dead? Could he come back? And he Burns, I remember. Do you remember when we went to what restaurant was it? I think it was the Lobster in Santa Monica. Do you remember? And I was pitching you the story for Black Ops 2, and I'm like, you're going to play this like I can't remember the age thing. It was sort of like this 90-year-old guy in a wheelchair, and you're like this. And you were looking at me trying to figure out, like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then you started thinking about it, and then as you do, you start inhabiting it. And then just like that, you're like, this can work.
Oh yeah. Well, I fully want. I was canvassing, weaponizing the fucking wheelchair. I want to put machine guns on it, knives. I want Woods would have a weapon. It's my whole thing. We got to weaponize it. There's got to have a story. He has a gun on it. And I remember where we had a long 2-bottle wine lunch over at that place, Treyarch, and we kind of figured out how does Wood survive, the black. And then we're sitting there, and about a second bottle of wine in, we came up with it. Oh, it was something. I remember that day too. It's like it was a good lunch, and I really had. I was afraid to drive home because I had, it was 2-bottle wine lunch. So I remember that day expressly.
And that's where the core of the story for Black Ops 2 was born. That was it. I had big ideas of what I wanted to do, but it wasn't structured. And in that process, we helped structure it. And
that's cool.
The rest is history. It was really cool.
We had a lot of lunches, man. And I like to talk. I mean, like Dave's a talker. I am. And he sits back and he just smiles and he's taking notes.
I try and humor him, just like
Head bob smile.
Like a grandpa with his war stories,
All right, buddy. Go ahead.
I would say, at what point did you bring it over to David Goyer, or was that already in the works after you guys or before you guys had talked? You and Jenny?
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. So it was actually after that. And for this, to get Goyer involved in the second one was after that. But Goyer was actually involved in the first Black Ops as well. And the way that went down was I was looking for somebody to help me really structure the story from a cinematic point of view. Because we're game developers, we have a certain strength at doing certain things. But I really needed the Hollywood flair.
Right.
So I gave a list to Activision of my sort of top 10 wishes for who I could collaborate with on the story. And David Goyer was number one. And I remember I submitted the list to Activision. And within 3 days, I was sat in Treyarch's multimedia room with David Goyer, who was my number one choice.
That's crazy.
That's just nuts. And it's a good example of how, Activision really do support the project.
Yeah.
And they've kept this franchise alive for a long time, and they make a lot of good decisions. And it's really good to know that when you're working in that environment, you provide something like that. And like magic, within 72 hours, he sat there in front of you. And I remember taking that meeting, and I was like, "Is this really happening?" This was my number one choice. It's been 3 days, and he sat here. It was just so weird. He just done the Batman. It basically reinvigorated the Batman franchise with Batman Begins and Dark Knight and all that. And then suddenly he sat there. It was just so cool.
Sitting with a legend.
Yeah, it was great. So we did that together, and then we had such a good time working on Black Ops 1. We then said, should we do it again with Black Ops 2? And that's how it happened.
I see.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Nice to meet you all.
How you doing?
I've been waiting for this day for a while now, actually. I couldn't get to the Kamar interview, which was unfortunate because I wanted to ask him a few questions, but I'm glad I'm here for the Rich's interview. Rich and Dave, I just want to ask you a couple questions. I apologize, I didn't look at your IMDb pages, but Rich, was Black Ops 2 the only game you ever worked on?
Yes, that was the only game I ever worked. Well, no, actually, I did some voice stuff in the very beginning of my career. I did some voiceover stuff for a Japanese game.
Mm-hmm.
I played a character called Bon Mito, and I had no idea what they were looking for as far as voice inflection and everything. It was very, very, very strange, and there was no storyline that I could really follow. Just kind of go in the booth and say, 6 pages of lines and see how it goes. And I had replaced somebody else that they eventually just kind of didn't like his voice anymore, and then that happened to me. I think I went through a number of episodes, and then suddenly I get the notification that I was being replaced, and I was like, wow, I want to go back to the on-screen stuff. So beyond that, yeah, that was the only game.
No, that's awesome, because Black Ops 2 was a really big role for your first game too. So
it was great.
I think with Rich, as you probably confirmed this, it's one thing to do it in the box, but to have another person across from you, it just makes everything better. Like, I'm a better actor when I got Rich McDonald to talk to.
Yeah,
I'm much better when I got Kamar Del Reyes doing this thing. If I got to sit there and imagine that, or somebody just feeding me a line, I can't. It's harder to create those performances. You don't have the person there, And there are certain guys who do great work, like Nolan North. They're voice act. They are voice actors. They have this capability. I myself, and I think I concur for Rich too. Like, we really are dependent on the other actors around us. I'm very dependent on the actor across from me. So that makes it a little harder to be in the box, so to speak.
Yeah, no, I
pick up so much.
It makes a lot of sense. And before I go, I just want to ask Dave a question, if that's okay.
Sure, of course.
Dave, I'm not sure if you're still working at Treyarch, because you said that you were the writer for Black Ops 4. Was that the last game you worked on?
Yes, it's a funny story which I can only tell you certain parts of. But I left Treyarch in I think it was 2013 for a few years, and Black Ops 4 was a really big challenge, because a game called Fortnite came out, which was destroying everybody, not just Activision, but just everybody.
Yeah, no,
right. And it's like, how do you deal with this thing? So I got a call saying, would you like to come back and help us out with Black Ops 4? So, I'd been out of action for about 4 or 5 years, and I was like, sure, I'd love to get back with the old crew and get back with Activision and see if I can help in any way.
Gotcha.
And that's how I got involved in Black Ops 4. I think I was on Black Ops 4 for about 6 months, if I remember correctly.
So you're not doing anything with Treyarch at this point?
No, I've actually set up my own game development studio. Let me do a quick plug. Deviation Games.
Gotcha, yeah.
And there are some very familiar faces there to you guys, Rich and Burns, as you know.
That's awesome.
And
That's cool, man.
working on something really, really cool. And that will be announced, I think, in the next sort of month or two as to what we're doing. But we're super excited about it. And
that's great, man. I'm happy to hear it.
Keep an eye out for Deviation Games coming.
And it was a real pleasure to meet all of you, including you, James. I want to thank you for your time. You have a good day.
All right, buddy. I'm moving.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Gotcha.
Hey, so I guess I'll start off with Dave first.
Sure.
So right now I'm a freshman in college. I'm trying to become a film director. I've directed a short, gotten in a couple film festivals, even an international one, but I felt there was more I could have done with it. I was directing adults and I was a little bit nervous at the time.
Sure.
And I wanted to ask you, how do you approach directing? What do you do? How do you get in the mind of your actors, and how do you communicate what you want from them?
Sure. It's a great question, actually, Daniel. I can tell you a really simple rule that I follow is that there are basically two different ways you can approach directing, like if you've got a script. One is you've got a clear vision in your mind of what that script is, how the lines are spoken, and you basically tell the actors what to do. There's another way of looking at it, which is you have the lines, but you learn who the actors are as human beings, and then ask them to interpret the lines as they would understand the character. That's how I did all of the acting work on Black Ops, on the Black Ops series. And I found that by far has the better results, because the actors not only feel invested in that approach, they feel it's their own. It's like once you have an actor who has a certain perception of how they want to do something, every time you betray what that is, And I actually did this on many occasions, and Burns would be the first one to call me out and say, "Hey, Dave, that's bullshit. This character would never say that." And it's so cool because actors are the key. It's like if they understand who the character is, they know what to do. And if they don't, then they're not a good actor. And that's the way I always looked at it. And that's the way we cast. That's what Rich did a fantastic job of as well. Like he, you know, when he was playing David Mason, it was the same experience. He's like, you don't really want to mess with it that much. You can guide it and try and shape it a little bit, but you don't want to tell them what to do. And you don't want to line read and things like that. It just doesn't work. In my experience.
No, I agree. You know, I did acting in high school, and I always hated when the teacher would line read because now I'm no longer acting; I'm just copying.
Right, and then if you work with all kinds of actors, like some actors just really hate line, like they won't work with you if you start line reading to them. So you got to be careful. But we had such great results. I think it's like I said, working on Black Ops 2 was for me the best experience I've had in my career in terms of working with actors. It was phenomenal.
Well, it's my one of my best childhood experiences. I think I played that game in middle school. I think that's when it came out. I think it was we're elementary school.
Man, we all feel so ancient right now.
So I guess Rich and James, I wanted to ask you, what do you guys look in a director? What do you guys think? What makes a good director? And then you're like, oh man, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
He has a big budget to pay me.
Yes, sir. I would have expected nothing less from you, James. That's awesome. Go ahead, James. Take it.
No, Rich, you go ahead, man. I talk all the fucking time in the show. I don't have to do any work today. You guys are doing all the work. Come on, talk away, Rich. Talk away.
Well, I tell you, so what Dave was talking about, the vision of how the story is supposed to play out is key, and then the ability of the director to understand the collaboration factor because our interpretation and our world in our head goes one way, it can expand in one way, and then the director is going to possibly expand the other way. So it's the ability to meld those worlds together and find that common ground where you both know that this is the living person that you're trying to create. That is the key to a good director in my mind. The line reading thing, no, because you're working backwards at that point. The actor doesn't know how the hell you're supposed to put anything behind that. If I know I'm supposed to say it exactly like this, then where's it coming from? It's not coming from any place. But when the director knows how to mine that stuff out of your imagination, give you trigger points to where you can suddenly just explode with ideas. That's the beauty of it.
Wow, that's great. And just one last quick question for Dave. Do you guys? So I know when you were filming the motion capture, it's very similar to a film set. So do you guys have like first ADs and gaffers and key grips, or no?
It's a slightly different structure to how you do it on a movie, but the process is essentially the same. The difference is with a movie, you're very focused on very specific angles on what you want to shoot. Where with a game, it's all about the performances. And I think with a game, I think with the appropriate direction, I think you can actually get better performances typically than you will from a movie because of that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
Wow, some of the best acting has been in video games in my opinion.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Yeah, and you guys did good. My dad and I played the campaign over the summer. I showed him; he liked you guys.
Cool. That's awesome.
Sorry, thanks a lot, man. I'm gonna bring Sergeant Narks back now. Sorry, great for stopping by. Great question, by the way,
too,
man.
You guys have a good
one. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
too.
Right,
peace.
If you never need any PAs, let me know.
You got it, buddy. Narks, what's up, man?
Oh, you're on mute.
There we go. Better. Can you hear me? Yes or no?
Got you.
All right. So, Dave, I have one quick question for you.
Sure.
So we all know that directors think in the back of their minds, like, how can I make this scene better? And, like, this scene's good. This scene could have been changed a little. Throughout the games of Black Ops 1, 2, and 4, if you could change a few things in those games, what would have you changed and what would you said, oh, this is really good, or this is really bad, or this is just okay?
That's a hard question. I think I would say for Black Ops 1, I think, because this was there's a funny story actually as to how Burns got the role for this. I hope you don't mind me saying this story. But so Burns was not supposed to be the actor to play Frank Woods. The way we often do it is when we create a character, we pick somebody to do sort of a temporary performance of the role just to get a feel for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we think, okay, which actor would we like to play this role? And that's what we did. And Burns was the temporary performance. And I listened to this performance and I was just like, oh my God, like this guy is amazing. It's like, he just like, not only is the character, but has blown it out of any proportion that you could possibly expect it could go in. And then, you know, a couple of weeks later, I won't name names to protect the innocent, but, you know, somebody wanted to, you know, choose the sort of, you know, quote, real actor to do the role. And the voice went into the game and I heard it. And there was like, there is absolutely no way I am going to allow this to happen. And the guy actually resigned because of it. And so it was a pretty big deal. But I felt so strongly that Burns, you know, was this character that I stuck to my guns and I did that. And the rest is history. Character of the Year, VGA Awards, right, Burns?
Yes, sir.
Even though we paid them, but, you know. Wasn't much.
Well, you gave me food. I was happy. You gave me food. I'm happy with food.
Yeah, it was good food.
Yeah, we ate well. We ate well.
No, but it was just.
All right, Norris, we got another guy coming on here. This is Mr. DX Reaper is joining us.
Hello. All righty. Thank you for answering my question, Dave. I greatly appreciate it.
You got it. Take care.
Yep, you too.
So, Reaper.
I'll just have a few questions for you. I was just wondering, like, would there ever be a place and time where we could ever see like a Black Ops 2 or a Black Ops 1 remaster of it all?
Oh, that is a good question.
Because in my opinion, those are the best games ever made of the Black Ops series.
Sorry, what did you just say then?
In my mind, in the Black Ops series, the best Call of Duties that were made from that were Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, in my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't.
I'm biased, but I completely agree with you, Jones. Listen, a remaster, it would be a really cool thing. I can tell you it's not as simple as you might think to do a remaster. And I have no knowledge actually whatsoever of what Activision's plans or not would be to do that. I agree with you. It would be a really, really cool thing to do. But whether that will happen or not, I have no information or knowledge.
And Woods, I've got a question for you as well.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't they actually use you? Why didn't they actually use you in Black Ops Cold War?
No idea. I have no idea what happened there.
Everyone loves you. You were like very fitting for the role. You've always been.
Well, thank you for that.
Disappointing.
I can argue that point with you, but
I wholeheartedly agree with you. But sometimes decisions are made for reasons that you can't control. And, you know, all I can say about Activision is I think they've done a really, really great job of keeping the franchise alive over the years. And, you know, do they always make great decisions and sometimes make bad decisions? You know, who knows? You can't, you know, you have to evaluate the whole thing. As I've said earlier on this call, James Burns is Wood, and he always will be. And that's the way it is. And the decisions are made for all kinds of reasons, and we shouldn't, you know. I know it's easy to sort of vilify Activision and say, how could they do that and all the rest of it, but there are always reasons. They have the reasons, and all I can tell you, you know, as the director of Black Ops 1 and 2, James Burns is that character, and that's it.
They were really the best games they could have possibly been.
That means a lot to us. Thank you very much. It's really nice to see.
All right, we're bringing on. Okay, but thanks for the conversation, dude. I'm bringing on Test the Bets 2795. Thanks for coming by. Reaper.
Can you guys hear me?
2795. Where you at, buddy?
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. I'm good. What is your favorite in Black Ops 2?
What was the question?
Sorry, my mic is. Sorry. What's your favorite mission in Black Ops 2?
Who are you asking? I didn't see
all
them.
three.
All three. Okay.
That's a tough one. I could tell you from my perspective. I think I don't know if I would say it's the whole mission, but I think. Oh, sorry. Did you say Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2?
Black Ops 2.
Oh, Black Ops 2. For me, it was the Los Angeles mission, which I thought was pretty epic.
Yeah.
There's a funny story behind that too. I'll probably get shot for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Fuck it. But there was the intro to Black Ops 2 was I don't know if you remember, but it was sort of in a limo with the president.
Yeah.
And it was President Bosworth at the time. I actually still have the video. It was supposed to be President Clinton.
Oh, this.
And I have a video with Hillary and Bill in the limo going forwards in that mission, going towards Los Angeles. And for various reasons, and again, you know, reasons which, you know, they make sense. It's like decisions get made, and you know that's the way it is. It didn't happen, but that's the way it was intended. And I think it would have been really cool. I think at the time when the game was made, it was proposed that it was pretty unrealistic that Hillary would ever be president. And I think history shows otherwise. But like I said, I actually understand why decisions get made, and to some extent, I actually agree with them. So that didn't happen. But it was. I think that would have been pretty cool if that happened. But yeah, for me, Los Angeles. What about you two guys?
Yeah, I think that was definitely up top with me as well. The squirrel suits were fun. What was that?
Myanmar, right?
Myanmar, yeah. It's just, you know, running and gunning in the rain and jungle was a good time.
Yeah, the squirrel suits were great. I was pissed I never got to do one of those. That's a great mission.
Yeah.
Great, yeah. All right, listen, I'm gonna 2795. I'm gonna cut you loose because we're about to shut down, so I'm gonna move on to a couple of the guys. Thanks for coming in. And
see you next stream.
Daniel, how you doing, brother?
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, wow. I didn't think I'd be on till last. Well, how's everybody's day going so far?
Oh, fantastic.
Going great.
This is magic.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Also, so Dave, first question so far. Would it be possible have you already talked to Treyarch or questioned them for not putting in James?
No.
No. I can't. It's absolutely nothing to do with me because I left the company a long time ago. It's like I said earlier. Decisions are made for reasons which sometimes it's hard to understand, but there are always good reasons why decisions are made. And I think I speak for all of us here that we don't have any animosity towards that.
None.
No.
Yeah.
Like decisions get
Right.
made, and all I can tell you from my point of view is that I saw the character get born. I was a part of that, and James C. Burns is the character for me. That's just my personal opinion. But decisions get made, and that's the way it is. And it's it's easy to sometimes judge those decisions, but there's all kinds of things that go into it, and I don't think it's good to spend time on wishing it was different. It is the way it is, and good luck to everything going forwards.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Now, for the second man of honor, you fell out of a tree. You fell out of the tree. Why? Why? You had one job. How do you fall out?
Yeah, Rich, what were you thinking? Come on.
The nerves got the best of me, I think. trying to be the best that I could be so much that I didn't check to make sure that my feet were solid. So.
And you fell out of the damn tree. Wow.
One shot. Blew it.
You had one shot.
Yeah.
That's just
That's
there's
life
many people that saw that and were like, "Aw." I wonder all the players that wish you would have fell.
Yeah. Right.
I wanted to see you fail.
Yeah. I can say you're welcome to them.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. But
as Sam Worthington said, you fell, but you got back up.
Yeah, back up.
Exactly. Those endings of Black Ops 2 was awesome. And then, when Woods just got out of his wheelchair, that was amazing. And then the rest of it, it was perfect. Who would have known?
The Avenged Sevenfold video.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's one of my most fun memories of the that thing was just brilliant. I just loved it so much. The Avenged Sevenfold guys were a joy to work with, and it was. I'm just fucking lazy.
That shit on this fucking lazy.
There's lots of clues. Make sure you watch the whole video very, very carefully. There are lots and lots and lots of Easter eggs and clues in that video. It's very cool.
Of course there is. There's probably people that have found everything already and
they haven't.
Probably not.
I
monitored
that stuff. They haven't found it all. Keep looking.
Oh, that's a hint. That's a pretty good hint for everybody. That's just like this new freaking Cold War. Everybody's finding Easter eggs for everything, and the game hasn't really even been out yet.
Yeah,
it's just it's crazy, but
it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, the game is going to be fun, but it's not going to be the best.
I'm going to cut you loose because we're killing this thing at 4:30, so I got to get some more people on here. So I'm going to cut you loose, buddy. Okay.
All righty. Well, till next time.
Great questions. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Hello?
Here we Hala, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, now we're talking to you. We're so much better.
Oh, thank you. I just have a question. Actually, I just want to thank you for, doing an amazing job with the game. And you, Dave, too. And the character Woods, I really loved it from the first game. And I just actually completed it, and for the millionth time. And I just want to thank you.
Hala, where are you from?
I'm from Emirates. I don't know if you know that.
The Emirates? Sure, we know the Emirates. Yeah. I think you're my first guest Emirates. We have a lot from Bahrain. We have a few from Saudi Arabia. You're like my first visitor from the Emirates, so welcome. I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
It means a great deal for us to hear that from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
All right. I think we lost Rich somehow.
We did.
All right. Well, I think that's there's a couple questions that really are kind of stunning. I want to try to get to them over here.
Sure.
And someone's been just, let me go back and find them for you. But one question was, did you think that basically the world as it is today, did you anticipate that when you came up with the story for Black Ops 2? Did you realize that it would be so similar as to what it is today? Like the 2025, it looks like it's shaping up to be exactly as you kind of predicted it in Black Ops 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but I'm not going to take any credit for that. I actually hired when I came up with the story for Black Ops 2, I hired a futurist from Washington called Peter Singer, and I said to him, I said, look, I mean, what do you think is going to happen, over the next 10 to 15 years in the world? And he is going through lots of different things, and I sort of cherry picked what I thought were the most important things to go for. And we ended up with a story for Black Ops 2 where there's a Cold War with China, and it's we didn't actually arrive there in the way we put it in Black Ops 2, but we clearly are in a Cold War with China right now. And it's interesting to see how things have gone. It's also, I think, another interesting part of the Black Ops 2 story was, to me, Black Ops 2 story was always a question of, to defeat a more powerful enemy, you have to use the enemy's strength against you. Rather against itself. Use your enemy's strength against itself. And that was the core of Black Ops 2 story with the drone thing, where the drone, America's drones got hacked and then we used against America. And, I can foresee similar things happening right now. And I think particularly over the next few years, the infrastructure of America itself and even the American people itself could be used against the country and manipulated by foreign powers. So the whole thing's quite interesting. But I think that core idea of, if your enemy's stronger, use their strength against them, and you have a better chance of winning.
Cool. Great question. Got another one here. Let's see. Let me bring on one more guy here. I think we lost. I'm trying to get Rich back in. We lost Rich, but I hope he comes back. It doesn't feel bad. He probably thought you did it, Dave.
He used to do that on set. He would just wander off and not give a shit about when he was supposed to be ready and that kind of. Very, very, very unprofessional.
He doesn't smoke or drinks. I don't know what's happening with that.
Yeah.
Here's a guy. Here's Maglite 3. Hey, Maglite.
I'm so nervous to meet you because I've been playing your games for a very long time, both 1 and 2. I even got 2 for free just for some bet and played through the stories, hit max prestige. Holy crap. Bro, my brother and I hit max prestige nonstop.
Very cool.
I do remember one time, what was it? Mason was asking for people to do his impression. And one of my favorite ones was on Black Ops 2, where if you team kill 3 times, he'll do like this. Get this decoy out of my sight. I do remember that one. I love that one.
That's a cool one. Which is your favorite game, Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2?
Shoot. That's a hard choice to pick.
Yeah.
I will have to say 1. 1 to the top, always.
Yeah, 1 was an epic. There's no question.
Obviously. I'm just so nervous to meet you guys, especially Mason as well.
Yeah, I mean, Rich did a fantastic job doing David Mason in Black Ops 2, and Sam Worthington, who played Mason in Black Ops 1. It's funny, Burns. Maybe people don't realize, but you and Sam Worthington never met each other, right?
No, never.
Never.
I think we're at the studio over PCB, and we just passed again in the hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was very brief. It was a very brief thing.
Gotcha. Well, I
wow.
remember I did my last session with Sam in about 2 years ago on Black Ops 4, and he said to me, he says, "Why have I never done like a session with Woods, with Burns, in the same one?" And I won't get into specifics that with agents and everything, but he was a little surprised, and it was interesting. So I think he would love to, at some point in the future, whatever product or project it's on, get together with you, Jim, and do something. He was very, very complimentary of your work.
Well,
I tried to put him straight, but he wouldn't listen.
Well, it's all you. It's all you. Yeah, it's
exactly.
I think a lot of it too was with we just had this odd chemistry that we didn't even know each other. We had this just really, this chemistry. I just always, whenever I was writing for some of that stuff with him, I always heard his voice in my head very clearly as a character. Like he was somebody I knew, right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna. Hey, I want you to meet this guy, and then we're gonna get out of here a little bit.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Take care.
Good.
Thanks.
Hope to be friends with you guys.
Thank you.
So
this is Gerard. Gerard has a great little podcast called the Awfully Irish Podcast. He is also a world champion archer. Who'll probably be representing Ireland in the Olympics as an archer.
Whoa.
Did you tell him about the book? The what is it? Zen and the Art of Archery.
I did.
Okay,
He
cool.
probably hasn't bought it yet.
I actually never heard of that book before.
Oh, you should do it.
Yeah.
Burns recommended it to me, and I read it, and it's brilliant.
It is, yeah.
What's the name of the book again? Or
Zen in the Art of Archery.
Zen in the Arts. All right, found it. By, what was it? Eugene. It's hard to pronounce his name. Yeah, I found it. Ergol. Jeez, I'm so bad at spelling.
Okay, hang on. All right, Jen. All right, so Rich, you're back with us.
Hey,
I'm here, man.
All right.
I'm here.
All right, sorry, man.
This is me on my phone trying to get back in.
Yeah, we're pretty backed up. This is Gerard. Again, I was just introduced to you guys. A good friend of mine. He's online a lot. He's got a podcast called Awfully Irish Podcast. I'm sure he'd love to have you on as a guest. It's an up and running. He's from Ireland. He's an Olympic archer. He's an archer, and he stopped by and say hi with us today.
Awesome.
I got a question for both of you lads, if you're ready to answer. So starting with you, Rich. So a lot of people want to be in the industry that you're in. What's your reason? Like, why do you want to be an actor? Why did you pursue?
Well, I went to college and got a degree in information systems. But I was a pole vaulter in school, and so I was constantly being really active all the time. And the idea of sitting and programming for somebody else for the rest of my life just didn't compute. And so I kept thinking what really made me happy, and it was growing up watching films with my dad, and complete escapism and transporting my mind to other places. And I thought, if I could do that to somebody and transport their minds for 2 hours at a time or 1 hour, whatever it would be, that would be it. That would be my bliss right there. So I came home one summer and I was like, all right, guys, talking to my folks, and I was like, I'm gonna finish college, but I'm gonna go back and start a rock band and be an actor. And they're like, oh, okay. And so it was kind of like, let's see how far this goes, and let's measure it in progress, and before we say, hey, you might want to think of something different. So that's how it started.
That's awesome. And what you're saying about you want to transport someone to somewhere for a certain amount of time. You said 2 hours, but it took me about 26 hours to finish Black Ops 3.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
And for yourself as well, Dave. So why do you think that Black Ops 1 and 2 were received a lot better than Black Ops 3 in terms of the campaign?
Sorry, is that to me?
That is to you, yeah.
That's difficult. It's difficult for me to answer. I mean, I was only on Black Ops 1 and 2. I left after Black Ops. So I can't really say much beyond that.
Hey, Dave, I have a question for you from Alec Rhodes. Alec Rhodes wants to know, how do you get into the position to write Black Ops? How did you do it? It's a question from an aspiring game writer. He wants to know, how did you get to where you are to do what you like to do?
That's a good question. I mean, in terms of the writing opportunity on Black Ops, it kind of came about out of the fact that I mean, I'm certainly not qualified as a writer before I did that stuff. I did some story editing on some of the earlier games, but never a writer. But I can tell you, I learned everything I learned actually from watching movies. Like I feel there is, and I mean, movies are obviously make-believe, but I feel there is a great deal to learn from really, really strong movies. And quite honestly, and this is probably, me being a little crazy, but if I see a good movie, I can watch it like dozens and dozens of times and get something different out of it every time. And it helped me actually understand structure to how things are put together and how to tell great stories. So, I would, before the Black Ops games, I was the executive producer on the Black Ops games and helped run the team and that sort of thing. And the opportunity on Black Ops 1 became available because I made some, suggestions about the direction I would take the story in. So it was kind of very opportunistic. I looked at what we had to do and it was like, this is the way I would take it and the things I would do. And as a result of that, I got the opportunity to actually do the writing itself. And, I think the important thing to remember as well as on top of that story is the fact that even though I did the writing, I mean, like I was saying earlier, the actors actually did most of the work for me because whatever bullshit I put down on the page was replaced by these guys who are in character and know the characters far better than I do.
Cool.
I just want to continue on that one, if you don't mind. Whose idea was it to continue World at War, or the story from World at War into Black Ops 1? Was that your idea?
It was a long process. I won't take credit for the decision. I was definitely part of the decision. There was a whole, there's a long story in terms of the history of the franchise, and the franchise at that point had been either Modern Warfare or World War II. And I think it's fair to say it's common knowledge that there was some competition between the studios, and we wanted to see okay, well, we've done World War II enough now, and we can't do Modern Warfare because there's another team doing that. So what do? We either go into space, which we absolutely didn't want to do, or we pick something different. And we found, we did a lot of research on what that could mean. And we realized it's kind of, when you look back on it, it might seem kind of really obvious, but we realized that the Cold War had never been tackled. And the Cold War is absolutely fascinating in terms of war. I mean, there's so much rich storytelling to be taken from that world. And that's what Call of Duty is doing this year. And I actually haven't seen anything of the game, so I don't exactly know what they've done. But I know there's a lot of, there's certainly a lot more rich stories they could tell, and I hope they do that. And it's such a fertile ground of what you could mine from. And as soon as we realized that, it was like, let's go. So I actually don't think it wasn't like somebody sat down and said, this is my decision and we're doing it. It was kind of like a group thing where we were just looking at it and it just kind of made sense.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Well, listen, guys. Well, guys, listen, it's 30. We've been doing this for an hour and a half. and I don't want to burn my boys out here. And time to move on to some other things. Gerard, I'm gonna kick you off first because that's what I do to you, fellas. I'm sorry that we're not gonna get to more today. If you're really nice, maybe Dave and come back and do another show with us. If you're really nice to him. And as we always say at the end of the show, what's up, baby? All right. Thanks for coming by.
Great to see you, Dave.
You two guys stay. You guys stay. You guys stay.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I'll be back on Tuesday. All right. Check in. I got a lot of big announcements coming up about the channel. See you on Tuesday, and thanks for coming by, everybody. Woods out.